in the red-hot RWE Arena in Mulheim in Germany. These two young stars of the game of darts have a lot to live up to, because tonight has been stunning. Incredible displays from Joe Cullen, Kim Huybrechts, Dave Chisnall, Peter Snakebite Wright, Jelle Klaasen with 111 average, and the world #1 Michael van Gerwen. They have all booked their places in the final day of action here at the Happy Bet European Darts Trophy. We've got 2 more spots in the last 16, the third round up for grabs. That last 16 will be played tomorrow afternoon, with the quarterfinals, the semi-finals and the final all to come tomorrow evening. £25,000 to the winner, 10 grand to the runner-up, and a few grand more on offer as these guys look to book their places in the European Championship in Hasselt in Belgium in November. Big game for these two gentlemen. The 22-year-old Josh Payne versus the 23-year-old Benito van der Pas. I'm Dan Dawson. Alongside me for this one is Paul Nicholson.
Yeah, the future's bright. Future's either orange or white and black. So, yeah, these guys really are the future of the game, along with some other young stars.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Josh the throw first. Game on!
Well, Josh Payne came through his opening game yesterday against Cristo Reyes,
60.
hitting 60% of his darts at double, and that is what won him the game, because Cristo looked to have it in the bag at one stage.
No pun intended.
No, well, yes.
60.
Yeah, for those who don't know, he lost his luggage, so he did not even have his bag.
Yeah.
100.
Forgot about that. Soz Cristo. Yeah, 6-4 he won it in the end. He only averaged 87 though, Josh Payne, so he has work to do to
85.
step it up. That's what's needed in any tournament, let alone these big stage ones with some of the big names in world darts. And Benito van der Pas is rapidly becoming a big name in the world of darts. He has made a European Tour final before. That was in Riesa last year. He is a player quite capable of throwing in big ton-plus averages, and he will not be scared of taking on Jelle Klaasen in the next round.
No, not at all. I think actually you feel more comfortable playing against the likes of Michael and Jelle, because he's done it for years. You know, he likes their pace, doesn't mess around. But one thing that we have seen from Benito van der Pas over the last couple of European tours is that he's been pushed into the corner.
96.
He's been 5-4 down, and he's come out swinging. And I think we're starting to see some fighting qualities from Benito van der Pas, and it's not just all about ransacking your opponents and stealing the sandwiches and running away. Sometimes you've got to fight for it, and that's a really good quality to have when you need it.
90.
Certainly is. Good last start from Benito van der Pas, gets him down to 130. Both of these makeable finishes. Treble 17 for Josh Payne. Doesn't get a go at the bullseye. I think he quite fancied it when he let go of that dart.
Benito, you require 100.
Benito may get a dart at the ball. He may get a dart at double 5. It is double 5. For a breaker throw, 130 checkout.
Benito van der Pas.
Well, we were just watching his game with Simon Whitlock from last week.
Game on.
It looked like it was in the very same spot in double 5. Well, that's what you call setting your stall out and telling your opponent what you've got to do to beat me.
97.
You had a 1-2-1, Josh. Sorry, but you had to take it, my old cocker.
96.
Jelle Klaasen, highest average of this weekend. We thought Kim Huybrechts was good with his 106 in a 6-0 demolition of the informed Kyle Anderson, but Jelle Klaasen was breathtaking. 6-1 against Vincent van der Voort with 111.23 average in a game that lasted less than 10.5 minutes. Not only were the German crowd delighted with the standard of darts on offer, it meant they got to sing a couple of extra songs in between the games. And they do like a sing-along on the European Tour.
Slightly. Give them an extra time to get an extra beer as well.
And there's been plenty of that.
Germans love their beer.
57.
Final game of the night, we'll see Simon Whitlock, one of the Men that Benito beat last weekend in Risa take on Rapid Ricky Evans, a repeat of their, well, it's almost become infamous World Championship clash where Whitlock had darts to win it 3-0 and ended up losing it somehow 3-2.
That was just borderline ridiculous, that game.
It was incredible.
I remember watching it from my couch thinking, what am I watching? And I think that night we saw the real personality that Ricky Evans has. It doesn't come out very often, but sometimes when it comes out, it is just, wow, it is like a firecracker.
He is an exciting player to watch when he's on, and we are hoping that Ricky Evans comes out all guns firing this evening against Whitlock and gives us a spectacular finish to the evening. We had a spectacular finish to last night with Joe Cullen and Jamie Lewis going to a deciding leg.
Well, another big finish for Josh. These are the scraps that Benito van der Pas is leaving for Josh.
Benito, you require 36.
Hasn't been the best leg in the world. It won't matter if Benito hits double nine. You still see all of it.
Game shot,
and he hits it.
Second leg. Benito van der Pas.
Only 21 darts, but he won't mind that whatsoever. 2-0 Benito.
Yeah, it's fair to say neither of them have really got going just yet in this one, but Benito is making the best of it. 2-0 lead.
I've been looking into Benito's throw and his grip, and I think it's ever so unconventional because there's a lot of little swales in his darts.
124.
And there's a little indentation or a little swale in his stems as well. And I've been looking at his grip, and it seems to me like he actually grips the stem, not the dart. It's so far back.
It's a long way back, isn't it?
See where the white joins the dart there. Go a little bit further back. There's a ridge on both sides. And I think that's where he's actually gripping the dart. He's actually gripping the stem and using the bottom half of the dart with other fingers.
And there's not a great deal of grip on that back. You know, even the tungsten bit at the top end of the barrel, there's not a great, all that grip along the barrel, he's not really making that much use of it. His darts do go in at strange angles at times. And there's nothing wrong with that per se.
60.
But if they're not going in the same way every single time, it can mean that, you know, if you're not sure how they're lying, you can't always rely on hitting a certain bit of the board and then using those darts to guide the other ones in.
Yeah. Well, whatever he's doing, it's been working over the last couple of years because he really has come into his own.
Yeah, only denied a first Euro Tour title last year in the final by Michael Smith, who is the defending champion here this weekend on this tournament for the last 2 years. As Benito looks at 65, 25 for tops. And that's hit the 10. Now it's tops.
45.
Josh Payne to get a leg on the board. 8 for 2-1. Oh my word.
Boy. Score.
Not a happy man.
Benito, you require 20.
It's a long way off. Yeah, you can see Josh Payne not happy with that, and you can understand why. It's the reverse Devon Peterson, that one.
Game shot on the third leg.
And it is a second breaker throw, and it's kind of been gifted to Benito there.
Benito to throw first. Game on.
The reverse Devon Peterson. I'm not going to leave that one alone.
Okay.
So is that like a dart in googly?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, the Devon Peterson where you want 32, but you take out 16 and give it a big celebration. This one we want 16, but you take out the 32. We didn't see any celebration, quite justifiably so.
I see the logic. I see the logic. The dart in googly. Yeah. Well, it's all one-sided at the minute. Unfortunately for Josh.
100.
Well, both these guys have won tour events this year.
Yeah, they have.
So, pretty good caliber on this stage.
Well, they're exciting players, make no mistake about it. Benito is a little bit further on in his development as a dart player. I mean, a couple of last 16 appearances at the World Championship. I mean, not only is that impressive in itself as Josh Payne fires in the first 180. Yeah, not only is that impressive in itself, turned him into a few quid, and that just takes the pressure off and allows him, you know, he's going to keep him up there in the rankings, and it's going to
mean that he's not having to worry about money for a little while, and obviously won his first tour event. And well, he's not going the bull route. He can leave it handy though,
92.
and does.
Josh, you require 100.
Well, he's piling the Payne onto Josh.
Yeah, and it just seems that even when Josh has a decent leg like this one, where he's left on 6-1 after 9, Benito is just a little shade ahead of him.
Yeah.
Even though they've both started slowly and they've both got better, Benito has always been that little bit ahead of him. And Josh Payne obviously had darts in that last leg, bust his score. He's not going to be given a chance in this one, and it's 4-0. And already we're thinking, could it be a third whitewash of this evening? Kim Huybrechts was superb in whitewashing Kyle Anderson in it. A result that I didn't see coming. I could see Kim winning it, obviously. Superb player, but I didn't think Kyle Anderson was going to get done 6-0. Andy Smith, the pie man, was done 6-0 by a very, very efficient Peter Wright. And Benito van der Pas is doing enough at the minute.
Well, you know things come in threes sometimes. Well, it definitely does in darts. 3 darts in your hand.
100.
Benito's looking at 6. That's 2 lots of 3. There you can see it. Does hold the stem. Thank you to our camera crew who found that for us.
Long way back, isn't it? I mean, way back. And yet that may be a slight explanation as to why sometimes his darts don't go in the board exactly the same way. They're coming at funny angles, because if you are holding it at the back there, you've got a lot of weight in that dart that you're pushing forward, and it could sort of just twist one way or another in the air. You've got to be incredibly straight for that to keep in the same direction all the way through, but it's very effective.
It is indeed. I mean, if you look at Benito as an example of his stance and everything to do with his game, it is relatively unconventional. But when you put all of that together, you've got a pretty snazzy product.
42.
But you're right, by throwing from the back of the barrel, in Benito's case the stem, if you don't get it right, it can come out sideways. So this is something that he's perfected over the course of his young life. My word, it's good.
Oh, it certainly works. And once again, we see this isn't quite as good a scoring leg from either man as the last one, but once again Benito van der Pas is just a dart ahead of Josh Payne, and if he doesn't find a treble here, he's in trouble. That's a good last dart, and it's one that he really needed. This would be a killer though. Treble 20, double top for 5-0. That's not going to happen now. All he can do is try and set it up, and treble 1 doesn't help.
Tell you what, with his grip on that dart, he's got to make sure those points are sharp, because if they aren't, they will fall out. Josh has to go for 60 here, over the top of that one. May stay there as well.
60.
Well, we've already seen this hit twice today. Justin Pipe hit it. Same route. 60. Could it be the third time we've seen it? It is! Told you things come in threes, Dan. Didn't think it was going to be 1-1-8. He's got that number.
Wow, Benito van der Pas is just really giving Josh Payne a bit of a lesson. It's not a thrashing. He's not throwing the darts that we saw Jelle Klaasen throw earlier on. He's not even throwing to the standard of Kim Huybrechts. So he's just getting the job done. And he's giving himself chances and he's taking them. And that's what this game is about.
Do you think it's because Benito has a lot more current European experience? He's obviously been here last week. He's going to be there next week. It's just that certainty of constantly being here and the comfort of being up there every single week.
Well, look, Josh Payne has won his first Pro Tour event, but he's still a player who's winning that tour event. And there is no question that Josh Payne has the potential to go and be big noise in the world of darts, but you've got to learn how to do it. I remember Justin Pipe, I've said many times, he said it took me a couple of years to learn how to win the Pro Tour.
81.
It took me a couple of years to then learn how to take that game onto the big stages, and it is a gradual process. It's a very different proposition going and playing in a cubicle in Wigan as to going and playing in front of 2,300 German fans who've been singing Europop all the way through the evening.
It's slightly different, isn't it? And it's slightly warmer here too.
Yeah. 45 degrees was it measured on the
Yeah,
stage?
that was after the Peter Wright game. It was measured at 45 degrees. And I don't care where you live in the world or how much you don't put your air conditioning on at home.
101.
That's hot. Well, Josh, he was looking at 57 for double 12.
93.
And that's a good setup. But he might not come back.
He may not. He's taken out 118 in the last leg. Can he take out 106? Well, he may do. Benito van der Pas to finish it off. 6-0. Misses inside on the double 16. Josh Payne. For at least a bit of respectability, at least. And who knows? Yeah, little point at that one.
I think it's good that he does that. He
Josh to throw first.
can't afford to just get annoyed about the fact that he was 5-0 down. The right thing to do now is to relax, enjoy the game, enjoy the stage, just take it one step at a time. First things first, remember when it's your throw.
100.
We were talking about Benito's grip. Stack them together like that.
Well, you know, Wes Newton's a guy who always had them kicked to one side. He had a real arch of the back as Benito van der Pas looks to fill it up. Oh, no, he doesn't.
45.
Trying to take the 170.
Well, that gets rid of the 5.
Yeah.
You know what dart players do if they start 5-1 and they hit a 1 first? They say, well, there's the 1.
They do like nice round numbers. Dart players are some of the best counters in the world of sports, but they do strange things just to knock the odd numbers off. When it might not be the most logical shot.
61.
Yeah, dart players just don't like odd numbers.
Well, Benito has left 125, and there is a potentially show-stopping finish coming in here. Ball 25 ball.
125.
Well, he's going to look at it.
Well, the 3 doesn't help him. So Josh Payne could make it 2 legs.
One step at a time.
That's all you need to do.
9. Double 16. And it'll be 5-2 all of a sudden.
50.
But now, Van der Pas probably should have put a bigger hole in the last visit, but he didn't. 97, very conventional. 57 at tops, and the game's his. The game is his. Big Ben goes through.
Benito van der Pas will face Jelle Klaassen in a double Dutch encounter in the last 16 tomorrow. Van der Pas, he has made the final of one of these European Tour events before now. Could he take the next step and become the 20th winner on the European Tour? Mensur Suljovic was our 19th winner last time out in Riesa. Benito van der Pas has given himself the opportunity on the final day of action here in Mulheim. We have got one more spot in the round of 16 up for grabs, and it's going to see rapid Ricky Evans take on